Now, just to recap, the purpose of those last excerpts was really to express the fact that at one period of time, the beings on the planet were asexual beings. Then something happened to divide the sexes, as it says. And we're taking this from a perspective of, the mitochondrial DNA. That's some scientific data right there. We're also taking it from a perspective of so-called Sumerian mythology, which is quite detailed to even call it mythology. And even from the perspective of Sumerian mythology, this is not just a mythological thing. This is a common theme all over the world, of beings coming down and altering the genetics of human beings. If we were to take it to other civilizations, the Dogon tribe of Mali, according to them, their deities, referred to as the Nomos, came down from the Sirius star constellation, gave them advanced knowledge of the Sirius star constellation that modern science is just now catching up with. And according to them, their deities, which happened to be reptilian, came down, taught them, and mixed with their women, had sex with their women, and bore offspring to adapt to the planet, similar to what we talked about in the beginning. The Zulu shaman, they speak of reptilian beings called the Chitahuli. They have stories of these same reptilian beings. So this is nothing far-fetched. It's just far-fetched to the Western mind, because we're not really conditioned as far as tribal customs and the so-called mythologies of indigenous people. But let's take a look at parthenogenesis. We mentioned parthenogenesis a little bit earlier. What is parthenogenesis? It's a form of asexual reproduction found in females, where growth and development of embryos occur without fertilization by a male. In plants, parthenogenesis means development of an embryo from an unfertilized egg cell and is a component process of apomixis. The word parthenogenesis comes from the Greek parthenos, meaning virgin, and genesis, meaning birth. Okay? So when we talk about a virgin birth, parthenogenesis literally means virgin birth. So this is not something that came about during, Christianity or whatever the case may be. This is something that was already well established. And just to touch on that, whenever a single cell organism splits and replicates itself, it splits into a daughter cell. So whenever we have something that's asexual, it's not asexual at all. In actuality, it's F-sexual, as in a female. Don't get it confused. The beings that we're talking about that predate the male and female species as we have today were not the same females as the females that we have today, but at the same time, they were still feminine due to the fact of the asexual reproduction. Okay? And even the things that we touch on as far as the Sumerian mythology and everything, all these things can actually be backed up and supported by archaeological finds. I think we spoke about in Blackpages Volume 2 that the oldest man-made structure on the planet is a stone calendar called Adam's calendar. It's 79,000 years old. It's reminiscent of Nabta Stonehenge. It's a 79,000-year-old calendar. And the settlement that it's in, which is no longer standing, they have ruins of the settlement, is dated to be 200,000 years old. So when we arrive at dates of 450,000 years ago, or when they were talking about mitochondrial Eve, when we're talking about the mitochondrial DNA from 300,000 to 180,000 years old, don't be thrown off by the dates that are given by Caucasians. There were actually people on the planet, functional people on the planet at that period of time, mining gold, living in cities and everything like that. Don't fall for the caveman stories. But we just wanted to kind of frame this discussion because as we get into speaking about the tribal customs of indigenous peoples, we'll see that these traditions are also preserved within their rituals and within their rites, which often predate recorded history. I'm Ptah Hutep Asareye, and this is the Blackpages Volume 5, Black Mother Goddess, a.k.a. One Blood. Enjoy.